Hello and welcome back to another episode of Witcher 3, Blood and Wine with early game gear. We are playing on Deathmarch difficulty, and we are using the Viper Swords and the Warrior's Leather Jacket from White Orchard. Today we are actually going to do some story missions, which I haven't done for a while. I don't even remember the last one I did. I guess maybe it was when I was at the garden party, perhaps? And we found Milton being killed by Detlaf. So yeah, we ran into Regis, who apparently is an old friend of Geralt's. An old friend from the books, as I don't recall Regis from any of the other games. Yeah, we ran into Regis, and he told us to come meet him at where he's living, because he's a friend of Detlaf's, and he'd rather that I not kill Detlaf. But he will help me find Detlaf to stop the killing, or see why Detlaf is killing these people. So that's where we're going. Right now we're in the Caraberta Woods. He lives down here in this cemetery somewhere. Looks like there's a mausoleum entrance right here.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Okay, so now we're gonna look for an alternative exit. Oh, it looks like we've got an Archospore hanging out around here. Might as well kill this, because we probably won't be able to do any real searching with this spitting at us and whatnot. I already loaded up on decoctions and potions. Shouldn't take too long to kill it. It's only level 37. About halfway dead. It does have a different sort of, it looks a little different from some of the other Archospores I've seen. Maybe not. Maybe it's just because I'm in the forest area. But it looks like it's, ooh, thanks for the health. Looks like it's darker greenish than a lot of the other ones. Alright, it's almost dead. Come here. There we go. Alright, I'm still looking around how to get down here. I can see there's something going on under the ground. There's at least two things under there. And now there's this tomb is like in red. Oh, maybe I can jump down. Okay, that must be how I get down there. Just gonna check real quick. Make sure I can jump down without dying. Maybe there's water down there. Oop. Can I peek down? I can't really peek down there. Oh, Kikimores. Okay. Ow. Let's take these Kikimores out. Alright, this Kikimore is just about dead. A couple more hits. Wow, my toxicity is really high. There we go. This one is just about dead. It looks like we get some eggs down here. We can probably burn. Kill these Kikimores first. Alright, one more. Looks like. Oh, two more. Okay. Alright, now one more, I hope. Let's see how many more pop up. And is that it? Oh, he's still got a little bit of health left. There we go. Alright. Let's get all the loot, and we should probably destroy those eggs if we can. I gotta get some food going. Raw meat. So good. Alright, let's get all the monster saliva and all the mutagens. What you got? Ooh, thanks. Ooh, there's something in red here.
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave.
Oh, yeah. Right, this is a tomb or whatnot. Oh, there's more bones here. And
Kikimore eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash.
yeah, let's burn all these eggs. Very good. Yep. There's a lot of them.
That's some stench.
Is that a passageway behind there? Nice. Alright, that's all the eggs, I think. Oh, hi. Great. Alright, let's get ready for this guy. Oh! Ow, hey. Oh! Alright, gonna get some good damage in, but he can block your attack once in a while with his little pincers there. Watch out. There we go. About halfway down. Ooh, ouch. Hey. Alright. Get some good hits. Jump away. Some more hits. Oop, he's blocking. Jump away. Try to stay close so he doesn't jump and knock you on your ass. Oh, watch out! Oof. And he spits. Just about dead. More hits. One. Oof. More hits. There we go. Alright. Is that all the Kikimores? Alright, let's get all the things and get out of here. There's still some stuff around up above ground, but I don't think that affects us right now. Let's just go through this cave here, get some light. Oh, can we blow through that with Ard? Sure can. Okay, so it looks like there's something in there. And what's down here? Is there anything down here? There is a... Yeah, there's a cave here. And nothing over here. Okay. Let's go down this one. Make sure we get all the things. Oop, looks like a big tomb. And stuff to loot. Yes, lootable items. Nice. There we go, that's good. How do I get that one? Can I get up there? I want to loot you. I want to loot. It's hard to get up there. Maybe I'll try later.
Something here. Where's that artifact Kira gave me?
Oh, an illusion, huh? Alright, before we go through there, let's just see what else is going on. I want to do all the I don't want to go right to where the mission's supposed to be, so it looks like the mission is in front of me. So let's go through this secret passage first. See what this is. Nice. Looks like it's just a small one-room thing. Tomb. One-room tomb. There's some chests. There's a sword. Bunch of stuff in there. There's a sword. And some loot. A knight's oath. Here rests Sir Ramon de Guichon. On my grave you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul, and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honor, my friends, and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than my brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. Aw, man, I wish I had read this note before I grabbed that sword. I don't think there's a way to put the sword back. I can't interact with it anymore. Well, at least we can check it out since we stole it from his grave. Cassius Foderus. Silver sword, armor piercing, and then a lot of boost to some of the signs and good critical hit damage bonus and critical hit chance. I'd put it back if I could. Alright, well, let's completely loot this area, I guess, and then head off in this other direction. Oh wait, I still want to get this thing. I'll get you one day. You just wait. Alright, oh, cutscene.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
All right, that's good. Okay, how about let's learn all the things that he has to tell us.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kermorin, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Okay, yes, that would be helpful. Why don't you tell me some more things?
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
All right, so now we have the option to advance the conversation, but first let's ask him why he can't just summon Dettlaff.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
That sounds weird. Okay, let's brew the decoction then and not do the crazy monster summon thing.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Oh yes, rarely do I turn down a drink. Let's drink.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
The third choice is probably the funnest. It's kind of playful.
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask indirectly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Holy shit, look at all these dialogue choices. I want to know all these things. So yeah, let's learn as much as we can from our pal Regis here.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, but first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now. Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Gotta ask you the big question, one everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Dettlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
All right, well, let's give him a chance to ask us a question if he wants to. Anything you want to know, Regis?
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Well, being a witcher isn't that bad, I guess, but I would want to be something else, just to try something different.
That's what interests you most? Whether I'd like to be a witcher again?
Many things interest me, but we've not much time left. Please answer.
Never chose to be a witcher. Fate chose for me. Had it been my choice, I'd have picked a different profession. A profession where I wouldn't have to risk my life every minute of every day. Maybe even one that'd earn me some respect.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment. Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Does it matter which one I pick, I wonder?
Far as I know, none. Now what you got for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Ooh, a curse. I love a good curse. Tell me all the things about this white and this curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Alright, so I guess the next thing to do is to go visit this white.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Okay, so now I guess we're going to be going to see this white. Ooh, there's some loot. First, though, I want to run back down in here and loot his living area. If I can, yes I can. Because there was a cutscene down here and I never really get to explore. So let's check it out. Make sure we get all the things. If there's things to be had. Hi, we got some things. Oh, yes. Always mushrooms everywhere. What else we got? Looks like he's got a little laboratory set up. This is just a grave or a tomb down here. What else you got going on? Mushrooms. Ooh, a living area with a bunch of books and stuff. That's good. Biography of the Vampire Regis from the Quill of Dandelion. One of the most extraordinary individuals I have encountered during my numerous adventures with Geralt, at Geralt's side, was the vampire known as Regis. To be precise, he was known as Erniel Regis Rolak Terzif Godefroy. By his own reckoning, he was 428 years old and was a descendant of unfortunate beings trapped in our world during the conjunction of spheres. You are surely thinking, dear reader, about catacans, alps, and other such monsters, and are pondering how it was that the Witcher, who it must be admitted is a slayer of monsters, came to keep such company. I must here explain that Regis was a higher vampire, a creature which physically does not differ all that much from a man. Higher vampires are also much more powerful than their wild confreres, and their regenerative abilities significantly outpace those of anything else you have encountered or can even imagine. But it is not because of his outer appearance or inner strength that Regis became our dear companion. True, he could be pretentious and rather pompous in his frequent length perforations, but one would be hard-pressed to find him the haughtiness usually present in higher beings. Regis valued human life dearly and refused to kill unless forced to do so. As he once confessed, higher vampires do not in fact need to drink blood at all in order to survive. They treat it as somewhat as we treat alcohol. A rough grasp of this dynamic might be given to you by the fact that, when we met him, Regis had been abstinent for years. He never revealed to us why he decided to join our search for Ciri. He had never met her before, nor did he live to see her. He died at Stig Castle during the battle against the mad mage Vilgefortz, who was responsible for the whole affair. He died for a cause which he surely did not fully understand, but he did it to defend those he held dear, and simply because it was the right thing to do. I shall always remember him as a rural surgeon reeking of herbs. That is how he came to us during our first encounter at the Fen Kar Necropolis, when he treated me and my companions to a fantastic brew he made from mandrake root. Wherever you are, my friend, bottoms up. Well, I'm sure Dandelion would be happy to know that Regis is still alive and well. Maybe if I get the chance, I'll run back to Chameleon and see if we can tell Dandelion that Regis is still around. That would be a cool thing if it's in the game. Alright, just checking the rest of this area before we head on out. What do you got over here? This is where I was, right? Yes. This is where that room was with the sword that I shouldn't have taken. What else you got going on? Dead end with some more tombs. Up here it looks like a little laboratory. Oop. Can we get that? Yes. We jumped right up there. Maybe I can jump up on that other place and get that box I haven't been able to reach yet in the other room. Hey, where'd he go? He was just up here a minute ago. Wine, yep. That's good. There's a bunch of loot. Yep. Bunch of things to check out here. My last thought before I succumb to sleep. My last thought before falling asleep is, if there is no death, does life exist? Hate is a very interesting feeling. I've noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes I would like to stop thinking. If we were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if there is a greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I hope that its velvety taste will send me to sleep. I strive to like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people as well as among my own. Maybe I made a big mistake. I have always wanted to write. I am very tired and fuck it all. People don't think about the present. They usually remember old times or worry about the future. I have a feeling that my friend Detlaf will die. I am sad. Oh, so this was like his journal that he kept at his bedside and wrote his last thoughts in it before going to sleep. What else you got going on over here, Regis? I'm just going to save my game real quick. Oh, so he can turn into like this smoky form. That's cool. Regeneration potion formula. 8 measures of vervain extract, Leschenfang, Sankarum, Alphantra, broth made of young mandrake shoots. Grind the larger ingredients, add the smaller ones whole, boil everything in a bronze kettle using crystal water. Consume the mixture twice daily in half-measured doses, and definitely do not exceed the recommended dosage.
Doing all right?
Better than you. No sign of the White's brew or its salivary glands.
Giving me crap already. Alright, let's get out of here. I want to try getting that one box again before we go. I just know there's something in there that I can loot. Let's try it all the way. Maybe we can jump up there. Not quite. Let's maybe jump from the stair. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yes. Totally worth it. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode, I think. Next time we will go and try to find that spotted wight who is pretty close. Just over there to the east a little bit. Alright. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.